Alrighty. Hello, Mrs. Doatsler. Hi, Hadley. Alright. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hello, Mrs. Martin. Hi, Allie. Oh, goodness. Well, hello, Mrs. Goots. Hello, boys. Ben and Matthias and Elijah. Whatever. Oh. I feel like my allergies are working overtime. Excuse me, just a sec. Oh. Goodness. Goodness. It's beautiful outside today. I'm going to go hang outside after this. So, hello, Gianna and Ava. Hi. So I'm working on setting up my YouTube station so that I know there are a lot of people at Cornerstone who don't have access to Facebook. So I'm like uploading videos and everything, and I'm looking at these videos because I don't have all of them. And sometimes I forget to record them. And at the beginning I wasn't recording them because I didn't even know how to do that. And I feel like these videos are like a statement about my hair. Because every time I do one of these, I'm like, oh, I went live with hair like that? Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna, there's like the whole quarantine hair, don't care kind of deal. So someday my grandchildren will watch these and think, Granny, you looked crazy back then. But it's okay, because I don't really care. But I try. Today it doesn't look too bad. Like I got like the whole 70s thing going. So we are going to go down on the farm today and draw a farm. And we're going to talk about a couple of different other things too on how to do this. So we will start in just a couple minutes. Hello, Mrs. King. Hello, Mrs. Carter. So hi, Evan and Mackenzie and Jordan and Anna and Kaya. I don't even have a list, I promise. That's just all pulling those out of my head. So, hello, Mrs. Pierce. Hi, Ethan and Eric and Elena. So, I'm not only just working on my YouTube station, I'm working on, because I'm trying to figure out how I can make it like unlisted or whatever, so not just anybody can watch them, which is tricky. But I'm also working on a virtual art museum, and so I've been taking pictures of all of our art projects that I hadn't returned. And so, oh my gosh, it's such a hassle. So I have to take the picture, then I have to crop the picture, and then I got to transfer it to my Dropbox, and then I got to rename the picture so that I remember whose is whose. So that I can have little labels on there. And I'm just like, oh, hours and hours. I was doing that yesterday. Hi, Justin. So it's just, oh, it's crazy. I didn't know it was going to be so much work, but it's going to be really cool when it's done. So, I'm trying to make sure I have art from everybody in there. Oh, my table. Ugh, the table's dirty. I thought I cleaned it, but I did not. So, I think we're going to start in just a minute. It was pretty nice this weekend after that, over 8 inches of snow in some places. And then, obviously, the next day it's all gone. I miss you guys. It's crazy. I need to go to school, and I dread going up there because it's so lonely without all of you guys there. So, soon, though, this will all be over, right? And we'll just have crazy stories to tell about Mrs. Clarahan's hair and all the other things that we did. But I like the whole chill factor. I don't feel like I'm rushed to do anything. Kind of have lots of time, which explains why the first 5 weeks I didn't. Hello, Mrs. Fall, Michael and Joey. Why I didn't clean my house. I'm just like, this weekend I decided I'm done. I need to get cleaning. Oh, I hate to clean my house. And my excuse was always that I was too busy at school. And now I do not have that. I do not have that excuse anymore. Because, well, I'm at home. So, my story today, this is a funny story. I put that whole E-I-E-I-O, I don't know that everybody knows that. Old MacDonald had a farm kind of thing. I was looking for a good farm story, which was harder to find than I thought. And so I found this one, and this is very cute. So it's called The Cow Said Neigh, a farm story by Rory Feek, and it's illustrated by Bruno Robert. So I really like the pictures too. They're so cute. And so we're going to create a farm, and then if you want to add extra details to it, like animals or crops, because I didn't do any crops in mine. But we could certainly do some crops. I might do some today, and then have some little farm animals over here on the other side in the pasture. So, but we're going to do the other stuff first. So, The Cow Said Neigh, a farm story. Oops, let's see. I never have quite enough room. There we go. That's better. I'll move that there. I want to still be able to make sure Hello, Johnny! Make sure I have room to put my mouse so I can scroll down. I don't want to miss anybody as they come in. So there's our farmer wearing the typical farmer uniform of overalls and his plaid shirt. So I actually got this book from somebody else. I like used books. I don't know, just because I don't like to... There's so many books out there. So many books that I'm like, I'm okay with used books, because then I can maybe buy 2 or 3 for the price of one brand new one, right? So I'm okay with that. Hello, Mrs. Hoekstra. Hi, Kylie and Adeline and... I don't remember your little ones' names. And hi, Harper. Harper, yeah. Yeah. Okay. The Cow Said Neigh, a farm story by Rory Feek. It was to Indiana. I always try to look at to see how they made the pictures, and it does not say, it doesn't say how he made the pictures. It's only a couple years old, so. There once was a cow in a barn who could see, a horse in a field who ran wild and free. If I were a horse, I could run free all day. And the cow opened his mouth, and he let out a big neigh. I bet you guys can do a horse sound. And the horse heard the cow, and he looked in the pond at the duck with the bill, who swam all day long. If I were a duck, bet they'd stay off my back. And the horse reared back and came out a quack. You guys can all quack like a duck, right? Let's see. Hi, Adeline. Oh, Nolan. Taya. Oh, my gosh. Taya. Oh, I'm sorry, Taya. I miss you guys like crazy. This is so... So, the horse quacked. And the duck heard the horse. Seems a little fuzzy there. The duck heard the horse, and he saw the sheep with a big winter coat 2 inches deep. If I were sheep, that would be good. And the duck said, bah, as loud as he could. All of these animals are a little confused, I think. And the sheep heard the duck, and he looked at the pig, and under his nose, using his nose in the deep mud to dig. If I were a pig, I could dig with my snout. And the sheep opened his mouth, and a oink came out. Can you guys oink like a pig? Good job. And the pig heard the sheep, and he looked in the yard at the dog on the porch, who proudly stood guard. If I were a dog, I bet I could be tough. And the pig wiggled his tail, and he let out a ruff. This is crazy book. And the dog heard the pig, and he looked in the house at the cat on the rug that was chasing a mouse. If I were a cat, I'd be inside right now. And the dog opened his mouth, and he let out a meow. Not very happy about this mouse in the house. And the cat heard the dog, and he left the mouse there. And he looked at the farmer, asleep in his chair. If I were a man, Oh, the places I'd go. And then the cat purred, and he let out a hello. That's crazy. Because who doesn't want to be a cat, right? Because cats, they like sleep all the time. Hello, Mrs. Dora, and hi, Ava, and Millie, and Clara, and Karen. And the farmer opened his eyes when he heard the cat, and he thought to himself, did I really hear that? And then he walked to the barn, and he opened the door, and he heard some more things he'd not heard before. The cow said neigh, and the horse said quack. The duck said baa, and the sheep oinked back. The pig said ruff, and the dog said meow. As the cat and the farmer stood by the cow. Then the farmer smiled. What else could he do but open his mouth and let out a big moo? The end. I like the story. Hello, Mrs. Binko. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Adeline. Hi, Dylan. I hope you're feeling better. Oh my goodness, Dylan's been sick. And then I have to remember when we pray later to remember to pray for Andrew in 2nd grade. Andrew's in the hospital right now. So we need to remember to pray for him too. So as you're praying, remember to pray for Andrew. He's got some sort of a, I don't know, thing in by his tonsils. So, it's like cold thing. Thank you, Mrs. Binko. So, that is our story today. The cow said neigh. And even this picture in the back kind of reminds me of what we're doing today. Look, here's my picture. There's my barn and my silo. I didn't add any trees. We could add some trees today. And I'm sure those are trees too right there. It's really hard to tell. He's got a pond, and then, oops, you can't see that. Over here on the side, he's got his, like, land where he farms. And then, like, big rolling hills for his animals. So, we're going to draw a farm today. And we're specifically, my farm has what we call in art 1-point perspective. All right? 1-point perspective. Yeah, that's right. I'm confused all of a sudden. And what that means is that it looks like everything's going to a single point on our horizon line. And so that way it looks like everything's kind of filtering down to the center there. So that's what we're going to do today. All right? And it makes things look like they're disappearing off into the horizon. So what you need is you need a piece of paper. And obviously you need a pencil or a marker or something. I have all those. I sharpened several this time. And then you need a ruler. Now, you don't have to use a ruler. You could just use a folded piece of paper. Let me find a piece of paper that I could just use. Just looking for a scratch piece of paper. I want to fold up a bunch. Hold on, let me get a scratch piece of paper. So, you could just take a regular piece of, this is just copy paper, whereas this is like construction paper. You can use, hello, Mrs. Bardson. And so what you could do is, if you don't have a ruler, you could use even a book. I've used my book before. I don't use it very often because I'm always afraid I'm going to get marker or something on my book. But you could just use a folded piece of paper to use for drawing a line. All right. Oops. My screen went away. There we go. I could even use this picture to draw my line. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with drawing our horizon line. All right. And so our horizon line, remember, separates the land from the air. All right. So I'm going to kind of put mine, I'm going to make mine, I kind of put mine in the middle here. And I think what I want to do is I want to make my barn bigger. And then maybe add some trees on the side this time. So I'm going to not put mine right in the center, and I'm going to bring mine down a little bit. And then I'll have less room for my crops, but that's okay, right? So, hello, Mrs. Parker, Mrs. Tallarico. Hello, Graham. And let's see, Eli and Oh gosh, I'm gonna forget all. Well, Seth, obviously, I miss you. I really miss the middle schoolers right now. I miss everybody, but I didn't think I'd miss the middle schoolers. It's more challenging. Middle schoolers are. That snarky little comments. They're very sarcastic, I think. Eli and, gosh, Alex. Whoo! Oh, I just had to like pull the names out of my head. Eli and Alex and Seth and obviously oh, now I can't think of your ninth grader's name. Oh, Mrs. Bartson, I'm so sorry, I can't remember. I should remember. I've known you guys since you've been at Cornerstone. That's like 10 years now. It's crazy. Okay, it'll come to me in a sec. Anyway, all right, off on a tangent there. So this is a really cool ruler I just got, and the cool thing is it turns like this in the center, so I can use it to draw circles. I gotta see if I can find some more of these so we can use these in class. So I'm gonna make mine so that I have more area up here, so I have more room for my yeah, you can go back to the start and then just start over, Mrs. Dalarico. Rewind it, and yeah, there's actually an option to do that. I've noticed in Facebook, so that you can go back and start watching from the beginning, so that way you don't, so that you don't miss anything. So yeah, feel free to do that. So I'm gonna try to make my line so that it's straight across my page. All right. And so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna draw. I'll just do this with Sharpie. Oops. I hit that there's a little bump there. I'll just draw something there. So there's my horizon line. So this is the land and this is the sky, right? And then what I want to do is I'm going to kind of decide where I want to put my my barn, all right? So I'm going to kind of put my barn over here, and I'm just going to kind of I'm going to draw just the beginning of my barn, so I can kind of, so I want my barn to be bigger. I'm going to have to use Sharpie so you guys can see my lines. So I'm going to put it here. Let's see, how long is that? So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make my barn a little bigger. All right, and I'm going to leave it right there for now so that I know where my barn is. And then my silo I'll put on the side here. I need to draw my roof. I guess I'll go ahead and draw my roof. Although, let's see. Oh, well, I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm going to give it a really steep roof. Okay, and I'm kind of going off the edge there. And it doesn't matter if it's like exactly right on. So there's my little, and then I'll draw this straight across here. Okay. And then I'm going to draw lines, I don't know, a different way this time, I think. Because see, normally I would erase these lines right there inside of my barn. So I've got my barn. All right. And then I want to decide where I want my everything to go down to. All right. I want everything to go down to a single point on my, I'm going to try pencil again. So I'm going to choose where all of my lines are going to go to. So what I'm going to do is I want you to choose where you want you could have them all go towards your barn. I like to have them go to someplace out here on the horizon. Let me come down a little lower maybe. All right, so there's my line, and then I can erase that later. And then this is where all of my lines are going to disappear to, right? Because this is our disappearing point. So that's where everything goes. And if you were to go out, I should have printed out a picture of a farm, and I didn't. I always think about that after. Well, I have things printed, but everything's at school. So if you were to look outside, like at sunset is the best time, I think, to look. And you go out somewhere where you can see the sun hit the horizon, it looks like the road and everything goes right to that point. So this is my disappearing point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some lines like this that disappear out there. And all my lines are kind of angled. See how my lines are angled? And then I'm always starting right here where my disappearing point is. And I'm using my ruler or my straight edge to do that. Now remember, I said that I was going to have a bigger area out here, and maybe I'll draw a little pond, like the picture in our book, here in the back. I could draw like a pond there, kind of deal. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to have these lines, and this is where I'm going to draw one more out here, a little short one. There we go. So that's where my crops are going to be, and then down here, I don't know if I could draw one, but maybe I could draw a cow. Or I could draw, like, I could have a little pond. Maybe I'll have a little pond kind of down here. And I'll draw it so it looks kind of 3D a little bit. There, like that. There's my little pond. I could draw a duck, and I don't know if I can draw a little tiny duck, but so there's that. Now this is your land, this is your farm, so you get to choose how you want it to go. I like to have my sun where the disappearing point is. I don't know why. I just like to do that. All right. So I'm going to draw a sun that's setting, or or maybe it's coming up because my sky is blue. But I could have it still be a different color. And I'm going to draw a nice big sun that's right there on the horizon. All right. And I'm going to draw some lines for my sun. Every time I do one, I do different. I don't know why. This one's got dash lines coming off of it now. Just because I like to be different. I'm never quite sure if I find like that one thing that I really like. Sometimes I'll draw a sun and I'll draw like a swirl in the middle. So there's my sun. Okay, I don't feel like my lines, I don't know, like, oh well, we'll just leave it. Because it's okay. Alright, so I've got my sun over here. Maybe it's just coming up. Because Farmer's Day starts pretty early, right? So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some clouds. And these clouds remind me of Toy Story. Which is one of my favorite Disney movies. Not my very favorite. We talked about that on Friday. My very favorite Disney movie is The Emperor's New Groove, which is also Mrs. Binko's favorite movie, and I will be watching that on Friday since I'm doing Llama on Friday. So, I'm going to draw some Toy Story clouds. Your clouds can look however you want. A lot of times I draw clouds that look just like that, right? So, I'm going to draw a Toy Story cloud. And the difference with the Toy Story cloud is that it's like the bottom is flat. So I start with a flat bottom, and then I do some, and it comes up to kind of a high point, and it goes down like that. And I just think those are fun, and it's kind of different. All right. And then I'm going to draw like a short one over here. And I'm going to draw another one over here. And I'm going to draw one more. I'm going to draw one over here on the edge of my paper. And it could even go off the paper. Alright. And I think I'll draw one more here. There we go. So, it kind of looks like they're all going, maybe the wind's blowing this way. Alright. So, now, once again, and I don't have any whiteouts. And so that's one of the reasons why I like to draw a pencil first. I've decided I want to put a tree right here. All right. So I'm going to put a great big tree right here. But here's my problem: is it's going through my my line. So I may have to color that with like marker or something because I do not have any whiteouts. I could paint it. I mean, I have white paint. Let's see, do I have a white paint marker? No. No. Which is why I always draw with pencil. So, because see now, I'm going to draw a big tree, and I need to erase some of my cloud right there. There, so it's coming in between. In fact, you know what? That cloud looks just like my tree. So I'm going to erase that cloud completely. I've decided I don't like it because I added that tree there. So I'm going to make my tree bigger. Because sometimes we just change our minds, right? And that's okay, because this is your art. Alright? And I could draw some little branches in there. You probably can't see it. The branches, I mean, on like a tree on the inside. Okay. Alright, so there's that. And I've got my pond down here. Maybe I'll put like a rock. What do they have in the middle of theirs? Oops. Oh, they had some like lily pads. Oops, you can't see it. Some lily pads. Oh, so I drew this in the wrong space. See, that's why I'm glad I looked at that picture. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna draw this on this side. That way it'll look like there's water in there. And I'm gonna draw a lily pad, which looks like Pac-Man, right? And then I could even draw. They had some like they had some grass or some like what are those things called? Cattails. I could draw some cattails there. Once again, I can erase that line later. I'll draw some more here. You don't have to draw all these. I just decided I wanted to add some more to that. And then, if I was really brave, I could draw a cow. And my cow is going to be, because I kind of like to draw a cow. I mean, I like cows. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's not like they're my favorite animal or anything. So I'm going to draw like a boxy cow. Alright, so I'm going to draw, it's going to be a square cow. And then I'm going to give it a neck and a square head. And then I can always round those off. So there's my legs. I don't know if they have something on their tail. There's my cow. But I could just like round, now that I have my general shape, I could round that out like that and give him some spots. I better give him an eye. You're not going to be able to see that very big. It's kind of small. It looks more like a dog. I don't know. Looks like a dog. There. It's something. It's a farm animal of whatever it is. I don't know. Alright. And then if I wanted, I don't know that I'm going to draw crops. Because, like, I mean, it really would just look like a whole bunch of little green things there, right? Because depending on, like, I could start drawing some corn. Things in the front are going to be bigger than things in the back. Because this is closer than this, right? Alright, so now I need to work on my barn. So I'm going to draw, I'm not going to use my ruler, I'm just going to draw it. I'm going to draw a big barn door. Alright. And then I'm going to draw, I don't know, let's see what their farm, that's what their farm looks like. See the door like that? Well, that's a cool roof. I should have done that. But mine looks more like a house, but that's okay. And then they have this like X in the middle. I'm not sure what the importance of the X is, but maybe it's just to be sturdy. So there's that. Sometimes there's, and then there's, sometimes there's like a hay loft in the top. So I'm going to try to turn my lines here into that. And it kind of, it's a really big hay loft there. It's like a pile of that in there. Now I'm going to draw my silo. My silo is going to be behind my barn. So I'm going to use this as part of it because it's behind. So I'm going to draw something that looks like that. Let's see, does it have like, let me look at this picture. Does this one have a, there. So they do look like I drew. And then I've got like a, I'm just going to do gray there. And I'm just going to draw some random lines on there like that. The same with a lot of times they've like that. And I'm not going to draw any crops today because that would just take too much time. Oh, a pig! Oh! A pig would be much easier to draw. Okay, I'm going to draw a pig. Good idea, Mrs. Salarico or Graham. So I'm going to draw, so my pig, let's look at the pig. Let's think about what kind of shape he is. He's round, right? Yeah, my cow doesn't really look like that. Where's the other big picture of the pig? There he is. There he is. Alright, let's draw a pig. So I'm going to draw like a big oval right there and give him some little legs. And then I'm going to kind of come off there. I'm going to draw another, and then he's got that little... That doesn't look like a pig much. It's like color it pink, I guess. Then it'll look like a pig. Okay, still everything looks like a dog. There we go. Alright, so there's that. So then I would trace my lines with Sharpie. When you trace, if you're doing pencil and then you're going to trace with Sharpie or with marker, yes. I like pigs too. I don't want to have any farm animals though. When you're tracing your lines with Sharpie, don't trace the X, okay? Because we don't want that to be permanent. That's just so that we knew where our disappearing point was. Let's make that one longer. Just trying to do that longer, shorter thing. There we go. And then I'll trace my clouds. I can't see what I'm doing there. Covering that all up. I'm not sure what to do with that whole line there I've got in the middle of my tree, because it looks like my horizon is going right through. Okay, so kind of saved my... Those are all really random lines there. My dog's crying. But if I let him out, then he will bark at like every person that goes by. Oh, it's even my big dog. As Mr. Clarahan is out building something for my desk. So the dogs are not out there with him, and so they get sad and they cry. Poor things. They're so mistreated. Not really. Alright, so there's my pond. And I'm not tracing my pond all the way around because I've got these weeds. It's kind of what they are, right? Weeds. I'm going to move this up, so... Alright, and then... that other line to make it look like it's kind of 3D there. And then I'm going to use my thin point Sharpie to trace my cow. Hello, Mrs. Hess. Oh, I should do a sheep. What made me draw? I don't know. Adlin, ask me your question again. So... let's see. It does not look like a cow at all. I could draw the little udder thing underneath him, right? Is that... I guess it just depends on... I should do a sheep. Alright, I'll add a sheep. Sheep should be easy, right? I thought that about the pig, too. I mean, I can draw some pigs, but this is kind of... it's little. We do pigs in kindergarten. I don't do pigs in any other grade, but... Alright, I'm just going to be bold. I'm going to draw a sheep. I'm going to draw sheep over here. So they're fluffy, right? And then they've got that little neck. I think it's always the head that gets me. And they've got legs. And then it seems like they have little floppy ears. Oops. I'm going to color his ears black already. Oops. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what kind of a face does a sheep have. I think I messed up my sheep. Let's see. Where's the sheep at in here? Oh, it just has like a little... Well, that didn't really work the way I wanted it to. Alright, I'm going to color his whole face black, and then I'll go in with something white. Because a lot of times sheeps are like white. Sometimes they have white. Maybe it's just the back of his head. You can't see the front. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just making it. Oh, what inspired me to draw? You know, I always liked to doodle when I was little. I don't even know what really inspired me to draw things. I like to create. Drawing is not the thing that I'm best at. I much prefer to make things. Like, I used to make jewelry all the time. I like to paint. So not so much drawing. A lot of times when I'm painting, I will trace something. And then, because my drawing's not always the best, I draw better cartoony. But if I have something to trace, then, you know, I feel more confident, doing that. So drawing is really hard for me, Adeline. Yeah, it's not what I studied in college. I actually have a degree in history. But I didn't really want to teach history because sometimes not with Miss Berg. Miss Berg makes history amazing, so can't wait for you to get to middle school and have Miss Berg for history. I don't know, let's see, who teaches history now in high school. I think that's be Mr. Mann. And I've not been in one of his classes, so I don't know. It used to be Mr. Kozak taught our history, and he is also incredibly interesting to listen to. Let's see, I really, really don't like my tree. I'm just going to have to color that brown. Like right away I got to color it brown because that really bothers me. That line there that I did. And now I can't see it. There. Now I can't see it. Woo! That's good. So that's why I'm always encouraging guys when we draw something, you kind of have to give yourself a lot of grace, because mistakes happen. It's easy, I think, for people like Bob Ross to say there's no mistakes, just happy accidents. But you know what? Sometimes I don't like what I've drawn or I don't like what I've done. And it's okay to not like it. I've always got more paper so that I can just start over. Did I want to be an artist? I don't think so. I don't think that what I do is I mean, if I could be an artist and I can make a living at it, then sure, that would be awesome. I'm more likely to make like big funky, these aren't mine, but like big funky jewelry. I used to make a lot of necklaces and stuff. A lot of pins, which nobody wears anymore. So I don't know. I think that what I always wanted to do, well, I used to want to be a lawyer, because I like studying the law. So I was going to be a lawyer, and it didn't work out for me. So I tried to get my son to be a lawyer. That didn't work out either, which is fine. You can't put your hopes and dreams on your children, because then you'll both just be disappointed, right? So I'm not going to color my clouds in. I'm just giving them like a little blue lining. Like if I could be anything right now, Like if I could just go and do something and be that, I think that I'd want to be, I mean, I love being a teacher. I love teaching art. I love being able to hopefully have students get out of their comfort zone, to try new things. And I think that's really important. And so, like I have a lot of students who like to do one thing and not another one. And I really think it's important to really spread your wings creatively and try things that are outside of your comfort zone. I have a lot of students who really just like to draw, and they only want to draw with a pencil. They don't want to add color because it ruins it. And that's fine. There's a time and a place for that. But there's a time and a place to add color. You know, God loves color, because think of all of the colors. I mean, this is only a smidge. Think of all the colors that God created. He didn't make the world black and white. And so I don't think that he would want all of our art, which should always glorify him, or at least not distract from God. Because I don't know that my farm glorifies him, although I am making kind of fun of his creation here, because mine are not very cute looking. But, you know, our art should not distract from God and his presence. I don't know where I was going with that, but so I think I like doing that with students. I like getting them to work with different medium, which is like, you know, the things that we paint or paper or whatever it is, clay. I like for us to try different things. Sometimes it doesn't work out. One year, the first year I was here, when I was the art teacher, I was doing a project with the 5th graders. No, the 4th graders. They were 4th graders. They're going to be 7th graders next year. And it just turned out horrible. And like we got to a point in the project, I'm like, you know what? This is awful. Crumple up your papers and let's throw them away. Let's start something new. Because it just didn't work out the way that I thought it would be. And they were all frustrated, and it's okay. Even as adults, we make mistakes, right? We don't, we just have to admit sometimes that we're wrong. And that's hard for some of us. So I'm not coloring in my clouds all the way. I'm just giving them a nice blue lining. Although, I mean, I have a lighter blue. I think it's lighter anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I could, but I don't think I will. So I'm going to color my sun. So, but I think if I could be anything, I want to run a museum. And I would want the museum to specifically, like, have art that glorifies God's creation. I would want it I would want to go out and find, like maybe a young artist, like for students, to display their art, and their talents. Like, so it's all year. Maybe we had Revolve. I don't know. Certainly that would take a lot of money to do something like that. And who knows if it would make any money. But I do think that there's so much wonderful art. I just found this new artist, and she draws, everything's very cartoony. She draws a lot of people, especially girls that don't have, like, face. They're just, like, painted in roughly. And her big thing is that she's a God-made girl, creating a magical, colorful world. And I just really like that. I like the idea of, like, emphasizing the fact that I'm God's creation and that God made me with my own artistic and creative talents, and to, like, just to spread that joy that comes from creating. So let's see. I'm going to do my tree. And on my tree, I'm going to do a darker green around the edge. And I'm going to do a lighter green around the rest of it, so that it kind of makes it look like it has some value. Gosh, my nose is itchy today. Sorry. And I'm going to color right over that so that it kind of blends together. It's hard to do that with markers. Crayons work much better. Colored pencils. We'd be in here all day if I colored with colored pencils, because it takes so much time. So, and we all have a different perspective. I have a student at school, and he is very sciencey. I mean, he's very He loves science, and he's a first grader. And so a lot of times when he draws things, he adds like circuits, and he adds like different kinds of lines and stuff to things that I would never think of. And it really, it makes his art so fun and so unique to him. So I always like to encourage that. Let's see, I'm going to color my pig pink so he looks like a pig. I don't really like this. I'm going to color his body a different color pink. This is really dark pink, because it doesn't look like the cap. I hate that. So then I'm going to use, hopefully, a lighter pink. Hopefully it's lighter, right? It looks lighter. We'll see. It's a little bit lighter. Sometimes pigs are different colors. It's your farm. They could be all like crazy colored if you want. And then my cow, I'm just going to color in parts of him black, so he looks like a cow. And he is a dairy cow, because I put the little, I think they're called udders, right? You can't see all of his mouth there. So I'm gonna color this pink underneath him. Can't really see that very well, but let's see. Oh, thank you, Adeline. You're so nice. I'm gonna leave my sheep white, and then I'm gonna color. So I need some colors for my. I'm gonna color that green. I'm gonna use different colors of green just to make things more interesting. And sometimes I'm just going to color part of it, the same ones, and then I'm going to go back in with a darker green down there. Let's see. Because it just adds a little bit of depth. I'm going to bring that closer so you can see. So you can kind of see there's two different greens there. Not a lot. So, let's see. Oh, I don't even have anything I can color purple. I was just going to color something purple. I can't even do that. Sheesh. Because it's a farm, right? I don't have anything purple. And then this is like the bank of my... So I'm going to color this brown. This is the bank of my little pond. And I'm going to color it blue. Like, I think this is going to be too dark. That's alright. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll color it this color. So then my pond will be blue. And I'm not going to color it in all the way. I'm going to color it in kind of messy. I'm going to go in with a lighter color and fill in the blanks. Alright. I'm going to color it lighter with this color. I'm going to color over the whole thing because it kind of will blend. Just to make it more interesting. If you don't want to do that, it's okay. It's your picture. I really do want everyone to start. I'm going to start. I'm even going to have a... So I told you I was making... I'm taking pictures of our art. And all of that so that I'm creating a virtual art museum. And so with that, I'm going to have a special wing. It's not really a wing, but a special section of our, our museum for our art, that we've done this, our virtual art classes. So, this is my hay. I might add a few, light brown lines in there so that it... I don't know. You can see the lines that I just barely see them. So that you can... so I can put all of our art that we've done. So make sure that you're including your art, to take pictures of it, and put it in the comments, okay? And then I'm also... Oh, that's so sweet, Adeline. You're so nice. Is this red? I don't know. It looks red. Oh, I forgot to do So this is going to be like, it's in the shadows back here. So I'm coloring this like a really dark brown. Looks almost black. I'm going to, the pictures, so I'm going to, like, for our art, for the museum that I'm creating, I'm just going to crop out your art. But I love having you guys in the pictures too. And those pictures I'm going to print out for myself. And I'm just going to have, like, I'm going to create a wall that has all the pictures with you guys in it too. So, because I love seeing your smiling faces, and I miss you guys so much. All right, and then my barn's going to be red. So, remember, when you're coloring, you should always color the same direction. And then I use my fingers, so I don't want to go outside the line, because I don't want my sky to be red. It's almost 2, I know, Johnny. I don't want my sky to be red, so I'm coloring. I put my finger right at the edge, and then that way I don't color over it. I'm gonna leave part of my barn door white. Oops. I'm not. I'm going to color the whole thing red. Change my mind. Because that's what we can do. And then I need to figure out what day is actually Earth Day. I thought Earth Day was worse than... Oh, here it is. Earth Day was Wednesday, but then I saw someone posted it's tomorrow. And my silo's going to be gray. A lot of times they're metal, so they actually look silver, but I'm not going to use my silver Sharpie for this. I'm just going to use gray. And you notice I've got my pencil. I don't have my marker up like this. I have my marker on the side, and I'm using the side of my marker to color it in a little faster and smoother. Here we go. And then I'm just going to color I'm not going to have crops. I mean, I'm just going to make it green. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to make them brown because I'm going to make my grass green. In fact, you know what? I'm going to use, where's my... I'm going to use crayons for the rest of my picture to make it more interesting. It's Wednesday. Okay, that's what I thought it was Wednesday. I just found a cool news someone just posted on Instagram. I never thought I would be on Instagram as much as I am. So let's see. I'm going to make the grass this color. There are all these art teachers who are posting cool videos. And I really like her project for Earth Day. So I'm going to change the project for Wednesday. And so I'm gonna do it today because she just posted it. And so I want us to do that instead. And so it's sort of the same, but it's kind of different. And my story is awesome. It's actually a Christian story and talks about God's world. And so I'm really excited about sharing that story with you guys on Wednesday. Because, God created the world, and we need to be, thankful for his creation, right? And take care of it. So, this is my little pasture. I don't want my cow to be green, because that would be silly. Okay. And there's that. All right, and then I'm going to color my crops. So, like when a farmer is getting ready to plow his field, he plows it and they're brown, right? Before he plants the seeds, before they grow. So I'm going to use a couple of different browns that I have here. to make it a little more interesting. Hopefully that's regular brown. Let's see. So, oops, this is one that I broke last week. They're probably all going to look the same. Oops. Because I want them to look different. So, like, I'm planting, like, this could be my corn area. And then, let's see, what else might I mean, what I would plant myself would be different. It's crazy. You guys are going to think I'm crazy. I don't eat corn unless it's popped. I like popcorn. Just like I don't eat beans, but I like jelly beans, which I've been told isn't the same, right? What? They said beans in the name, right? But I would plant potatoes. So I would have potatoes, but I'd have some corn because my family likes corn. And then I don't know, I like salad, but I like radishes and carrots. Totally plant some carrots. They look kind of all the same brown there. I don't know what the deal is there. I'm going to color this one really dark. And it looks the same as the other browns. Good thing I have a placemat. And then I think I'm just going to start over. I'm going to use this one. So I could plant carrots and celery and radishes. I don't garden though. I'm allergic to most things outside. I have horrible allergies. So I've not ever been able to garden. I think about it sometimes. I could if I wanted to, but my dogs would like tear it up and I'd have to have this whole, I don't know, crazy thing out there. And then we live right on the edge of the edge of our there's like a big park that goes behind our house. And there's always like raccoons that get in my yard, and we have possums every now and then. Ugh, don't like possums. And then they're just this awful noise. Oh, I just don't like the way they sound. And then let's see, I need to do the sky. Let's see, I kind of like this blue. Let's see how this works. That's good. So I'm just going to use the back of my crayon to kind of color that in. So I don't know that, I mean, in Wyoming, when I lived up there, I couldn't garden because, well, one, the growing season is really short out there. Because we don't have much summer. So we don't have a long growing season. So, I mean, it takes so here, if you plant corn, by July 4th or even earlier sometimes, the corn is like super tall. In Wyoming, I mean, it takes so long to grow things out there, because we just don't have the warmth and stuff that we have here. So, there. Let's see, where does this go? It doesn't go there. It just goes there. All right, so there's my farm. I think they're just different. This one's more simple. This one I added those animals. And then tomorrow we're going to, sorry, I need to get my book. Tomorrow I have this great story called Little Blue Truck with more farm animals, obviously. I'm not drawing any animals. And then my goofy little looking truck. I'm going to redo my truck too because that just looks silly. I don't even know. I was going to redo it before I posted it, but then I didn't have time. We might be doing a little bit different of a truck tomorrow, but still a truck. And so there we go. So that's tomorrow. And then this was today is our farm. So I'm going to pray for the rest of our day and pray for the people who are in the hospital right now from school, as well as the people around the world who are recovering from whatever illnesses that they might have. So I'm straightening my stuff up at the same time. So tomorrow you won't need anything. On Wednesday though, you'll need some scissors and some glue and a couple pieces of paper. And I'll take a picture of what we need too when I post the new project for Wednesday. And so I'm glad that you guys joined me today. I hope you had fun drawing your own farm. I could have drawn some little people in there, but they're inside working, I guess. So I think that's it. So I'm going to pray, and then we can go about our day and go outside and enjoy the wonderful weather. Father God, you are an amazing and awesome God. We are all so grateful for all the blessings that you give us. Lord, we ask specifically for you to heal anyone who isn't feeling well. Specifically, we're asking for you to heal Andrew from Cornerstone, to make him feel better, to help the doctors have wisdom, and to sort things out for him health-wise. Lord, we ask that you comfort their family. I know how stressful that can be, Lord, but that's just us. And anybody else that we may know at Cornerstone, or anybody in our lives who might be ill. Please, Lord, please take care of them, comfort them, their families, and everything as they're going through these health trials. But Lord, we ask for even bigger. We ask for you to heal your people, heal your land. Lord, things are so stressful, and it's so difficult not knowing what's going to happen and not knowing these things. But Lord, we know that you're in control and that all things will be shown for your good. So Lord, we just ask for you to heal us, to comfort us, and to show us the path that we should be taking. Thank you for your blessings and for all that you give us. And we just pray for all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. And everybody said amen. So there we go. Thank goodness it's not the Tasmanian. Okay. I'm not sure about the Tasmanian devil thing, Mrs. Tallarico. I'm not sure. Did I say something that... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. So, there's a really bad time lag between when I say something and between it shows up on your screen and before I get a comment. So, sometimes I'm not sure what you're referring to. So, you're welcome. I'm glad that the Dorn girls could come, or some of you or all of you, Mrs. Dorn and them, and we even just praying for the healthcare workers that are out there. Oh my goodness. I should have included them. God knows the things that are on our hearts and stuff. So even if we have unspoken things, God knows and takes care of those things. So tomorrow we're going to draw a truck. Your truck can be whatever you want, whatever color you want. When I redo my truck this afternoon, mine might be pink. I don't know. I kind of want a pink car, like a bright pink car with flowers on it, I think. So I'm gonna draw a new truck, different truck. So we will draw a truck tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll do an Earth Day thing to celebrate God's creation and His earth. Thursday. Oh, Thursday's our ship. We're gonna draw a ship, a big ship. You can even make it a pirate ship if you want. And then Friday we'll have our llamas. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you had a good time. And don't forget to take pictures of even you in your picture, and include it in the comments. I'm going to start downloading all of those so that I can put them in our virtual museum, which will still take me a few weeks to finish. Bye, Adeline. So make sure you include pictures so that I can see them. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day. Enjoy the outside. And I'll see you tomorrow.